All right, so the last time we talked about getting a training buddy that is about your same level. Now what I want you to do as well is try to find somebody in, like I said, if you're brand new, somebody that's either a blue belt, purple belt, brown belt, or if you're at a big gym, maybe a black belt. But somebody that is that you can go to pretty much constantly with questions. And so this person should be, like I said, good enough that they're able to answer a lot of the questions, and also nice enough that they're willing to deal with the constant questions from you. So they, me, like, as a black belt, I don't mind answering those questions. The thing that gets annoying is when they're very basic questions, and I don't mean basic as in like, oh, I'm having this problem from here, but if this and that, if somebody asks me like, what is an arm bar or what is guard, things like that, like that's super annoying. But hopefully, with going through the beginners positions and advanced positions and stuff, you'll be already really aware of that. So that will be a non-issue. But find somebody that's quote unquote semi-expert. It shouldn't usually be your coach, but somebody that is at the gym that is a little bit more advanced and is able to answer your questions. Sometimes when you're, like I said, your coach has so many people to work with that it's hard for him to answer questions. And then, like I said, we're not even saying, okay, let me explain it this way. What I'd like you to do is, when you have questions in class, ask your instructor. These are, what I'm talking about is a Facebook friend that you can be like, hey, I'm having an issue with this, I don't really know how to do this, or look at this resource that I found online, is this good or is this bad? Somebody to kind of fix or help out that way. Somebody to be an outside resource outside of class that can help guide you in the proper way, because there's a lot of bad information out there, and if you find it, sometimes you will think that that's the correct way rather than the actual correct way. And there's a bunch of different ways, but I think the senior student there at your gym will have a lot more, or I should say a better idea of what is expected from you towards the instructor or towards that gym. So that usually ends up being the way that we try to set it up, is having one or two people that are your friends, that are about your same level, and then one kind of senior person. And if you can create a group like that, a message group on Facebook, then that's huge. You're able to facilitate information, and don't be nervous to ask them. A lot of people, especially like my students that are blue, purple, or brown, would be super happy to do that. One, because they get to give out information, and it's kind of cool to be an expert in a field and somebody asking questions, so don't feel like you're burdening them. Chances are that they're really going to like it. And then two, they get to learn a little bit as well, especially when I was in that stage, higher blue belt, purple belt, brown belt. And even still as a black belt, I'm not 100% proficient at everything. And so it allows me time to really have to figure out why I do certain things, because, maybe I've just done it and I've never actually figured out the why. And it forces them to kind of figure out the why. Once they've done that, they actually probably learn it better as well.